The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
Central is going to be picked up and knocked for by Tim Daniel. Picked up now by C.J. Moore. C.J. Moore, no one even.
This is Eagle Talk on the NCCU Sports Network.
Here's your host, Chris Hooks.
Hello, Eagle fans. Welcome to another edition of Eagle Talk as we celebrate the big win by the football team over Hampton during homecoming. We'll also talk about on this program, we'll talk to Nicki Holmes, the head volleyball coach here at North Carolina Central, as he talks about how his young women have got a little hot streak going. They've now qualified for the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Tournament. Also, be sure to check out NCCUEaglePride.com for the latest as the men's and women's basketball team starts their seasons this Friday night. Again, I'm Chris Hooks, the play-by-play voice of the NCCU Sports Network. We'll have on Jerry Mack here on the first segment of the program. Coach, first homecoming win here at North Carolina Central. Congratulations on that. Just talk about, what you saw, the atmosphere, and just the total game, on Saturday.
I thought the atmosphere was electric, Chris. Like I told our staff, I worked at seven different universities, and I don't ever remember seeing an atmosphere like that. The tailgating was awesome. The support staff, the fans, everything was just great.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's one of those things, it's like, it makes you want more because these fans, they're as passionate as they come, and you're like, man, why can't we get this every game? And I guess it's going to take some time, and it's better and better and better every year. But to again, it just seems like at home we just have that second quarter where we just explode. Mm-hmm. One thing leads to another and another. Talk about that and what you saw on the sidelines.
Well, I thought the kids fed off the energy of the crowd, and that's one thing, they're having great fan support and the homecoming festivities. That's one thing you always look forward to, and it just kind of trickle-down effect. Special teams got rolling in the second quarter, and then all of a sudden defense, we got a pick six, and then offensively we were able to generate some points right there toward the end before halftime.
What did you see on the block punt?
I thought it was just a great effort. All sides of the ball. We had been scheming them up all week. We talked about trying to get 4 or 5 guys to that shield, and we were able to do that. And Mikael Martin was, alert and in tune to what was going on. He was able to pick the ball up and go score a touchdown.
The funny thing about that, it got knocked in the air, and it was like, it would look like it was in slow motion. Right. It was just, he was just sitting there like catching a fly ball in the outfield, like it was a casual thing. But big play, and then the next drive, Cameron Hughes gets the pick six. I mean, that just kind of steamrolled from there.
Right, and we always talk about football as a game of momentum. And whenever you have a block punt, your chances increase and go up of winning a football game. In defense, we said before the game, I told our staff that, I thought all phases of our football team had a chance to score on Saturday night. And they did that.
When you look at just the total effort, and I had to be, when you look at it, just seems like at home we get huge second quarters the last few ball games, and in the third and fourth quarter there's a little bit of lull. Mm. What can you attest that to, and is it something that really concerns you at this point? Because I guess both times we've had big leads.
Right. Well, I thought, in the third, fourth quarter, I thought we did come out and we were a little slow, but I thought we picked up the energy and we were able to control the clock a little bit. One thing, we wanted time of possession. That's what I wanted to do going into the football game, and I don't think they had very many yards in the second half as well. So, we continue to kind of to keep it rolling on the second half, which is better than we've done in the past. Again,
you keep it rolling. You're sitting at 4-2 in the MEAC. You sit at 5-5 overall. Have a great chance to finish with a winning record. I mean, you've put the pieces together to finish strong. What's been the message this week as you get set for Norfolk?
We still have a lot of goals that we have to accomplish. We have to stay focused. We're trying to fight for that 6th win. We want to finish strong and have a winning season. We want our seniors to go out on top. Those are the small battles and the small things. I want this senior group to be remembered for the group that got it started, to put us on the path in the right direction.
Andre Clark tied my color analyst Joe Simmons for second all-time here at North Carolina Central in career touchdowns. You having only been here since last December, you've got to know him a little bit. Just tell me what he means to this program.
Just a quiet leader. He does everything we ask him to do. He does it the right way, and he's graduating in December. You can't ask any more of a young man than what Andre's put together.
When you went back and look at the film, what was something that really, the defensive effort, obviously, They gave Hampton's quarterback fits all day long. Defense and Jorian Washington was kind of held in check for the most part. Did finish with a little over 100 yards total offense, but I thought, again, solid effort by the defense.
Well, I thought overall it was our most complete game that we played this season. You know, it took us a while to get there, but we finally kind of put a complete game together. From an offensive standpoint, we were able to control the clock by running the football. Defensive standpoint, we were able to go out there and play with a lot of energy and create third down situations and get them off the field. And special teams, we were able to, kickoff team. When you turn back on the film, you watch our kickoff team flying around. They play with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. And if we continue to do those things throughout the course of the next week, we'll have a chance to win this football game.
I think one name that I kept calling out on Saturday was Theo Livingston, and he seemed to be everywhere.
He did. Theo is a student of the game. He's got a lot of stars, a lot of tackles under his belt this year. He continues to grow and get better and better each week.
Norfolk State, you saw him, and you've seen him on film, obviously, as you get ready for this ball game. You saw him on TV last week against Bethune-Cookman, and the weather probably changed some things as far as what you were able to see, but I think one thing you know about Norfolk State is that defense is just unbelievably good.
They are. They're really good on defense. One thing they do extremely well is they defeat blocks and they tackle extremely well. They're not as big as some of the other top defenses we face, but they fly around to the football. They're very well coached. That's one thing you can tell. Pete Adrian has done a great job with their defensive and their staff. Those guys are always in position. You very rarely see guys popping wide open or scot-free. Offensively, they have had their struggles and their woes this year, but they have opportunities as well where they've exploded in some games, and we just got to do a great job of making sure that doesn't happen on Saturday.
Yeah, you look at that defense. You talk about they're not as big as some, but then you see 6'7", 260-pound outside linebacker Lyndon Trail. That doesn't mean, again, everyone else isn't as big as him. Right. He's kind of just an absolute freak out there. But again, as good as he is, you look on the other side, you got Marcel Koch and Deion King, just unbelievable players.
Right, and they do a great job of flying to the ball. They got the preseason Defensive Player of the Year. He's doing an extraordinary job, and hopefully have a chance to play in the NFL. So they do have some NFL talent on their defense side of the ball.
For us, and again, their offense, it's one of the statistically not very good. But again, it's one of those things you can't get sucked into we can't do this, that, and the other if we don't bring it 100%. Is that really a problem as far as focusing in on the opponent? I mean, okay, their offense may struggle a little bit, but hey, we still have to do this and that.
Exactly. It's like we talk about all the time. Don't play to the level of your competition, whether good or bad. Play your game. Be the best player that you can possibly be. And that's one thing we constantly press and constantly preach at practice and on game day. We got to do a great job of going out there and doing what we're supposed to do and knowing our responsibilities. Because like I said, offensively, they had chances this year where they have been successful. So they have the ability to score points, and they've had some success.
So who do we give the credit to for Deontay Wright's hurdling ability? Did Coach Jones teach him that? Coach Adrian Jones? Is that something they practice now? I know they do some drills where they're trying to juke one another, but I mean the leaping thing. What do we give credit to?
Well, I saw Deontay do that back in spring practice too. So I don't know if that's just his deal or he was a former hurdler in high school, but I was just happy he was able to hurdle and stay on his feet and not get hurt.
The fact that he hurdled straight out of bounds is the funny part, but the picture that came about, you can tell he's got perfect hurdling form. Mm-hmm. So maybe Mike Lawson might want to get involved in that. Coach, just again to beat a team like Norfolk State, put yourself at 6-5. Again, another building block here in your first season. But what would that mean to set the stage for the end of the season, so to speak?
It'll be great for our program right now. First-year head coach, first-year staff. I think to end the season the right way, like we always talked about doing, and it all starts on Saturday with Norfolk, their first opponent. It'll be a great opportunity to go into an off season and really something to build off of. Our young men, and then from a recruiting standpoint, it will help us get the quality of recruits that we need to build even a better program.
Well, Coach, hopefully that is the case. We'll talk to you as that we get closer and closer to that matchup. Best of luck.
Thank you, Chris.
That is head coach Jerry Mack. When we return, we'll talk to Nicki Holmes and talk NCCU volleyball on this edition of Eagle Talk.
Why should you join Team 23?
The biggest savings.
The best selection.
The championship service.
A lifetime guarantee.
The best values.
The people.
There's only one team. Team 23.
Team 23 means your engine is guaranteed for life, free oil changes for life, and much, much more. Michael Jordan Nissan is Team 23.
Isn't it time for you to join Team 23?
Michael Jordan Nissan, 15501 north of I-40.
You on that grind, huh?
Just trying to be like you.
Careful what you wish for. No, that's not negotiable. We have to make sure the contract is tight. It's in the brief. Check paragraph 5. I'm on my way up. What are you studying?
Statistics?
I flunked that. Have a good night.
Hey, you forgot something.
Nah, man. That's you. Big Mac extra sauce, right?
Right.
Sometimes being deeply rooted
Thanks.
means being simply connected.
Welcome back to the second segment of Eagle Talk as we bring on the head volleyball coach here at North Carolina Central, Nicki Holmes. Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Coach, your team's on a little bit of a hot streak in the last couple of weeks. You've kind of snuck your way into the MEAC volleyball tournament for the first time in the last, 3 years. Congratulations on that. For you to do that in your first season, what does that say about the job that your young women have done?
You know, they've done a tremendous job just making the adjustments of, and I've talked about it here before, a new coach, new techniques, new policies, just a new culture. And for them to strive for a goal, this was a goal since day one. It's a great feeling, accomplishment for them, and just a testament to their work ethic.
I tell you what, though, I think a name that has just blown out in the last couple of weeks as far as playing really well is Kelsey Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to the A&T match, and then this past weekend, talk about her play and her leadership as far as, the way she's playing on the court.
Sure. You know, in volleyball, the Division I level at least, the sophomore age is really the turning point for a lot of maturity on the court. And Kelsey has shown just that leadership and has just come out, one, following and executing plans that, like I said, was new, and the culture's new, and her ability to execute those plans at a high level and lead her team is just, it's great to see that in practice, but then even more so when it's on a score sheet.
And then obviously, your setter you brought in, Paige, has just done a tremendous job getting everyone in the right position. And again, you have her for a few more years.
We do, and Paige is a special kid, and we knew that from day one recruiting her. And Felecia has done a great job as well as the senior voice on that. And to share that time is hard. Any athlete will tell you sharing time is hard. And so for Felecia to take a leadership role and a mentoring role and providing that support for Paige has been instrumental.
What is the ideal? Do you ideally want one setter in that in your program? Is that really what will that be Paige's next year? Or what's kind of the mindset of a Division I coach as far as that goes?
Sure, it's really about being versatile and being able to compete against the opponent that's in front of you next. And so the offense that we run, which is called a 6-2, 2 setters and everybody's a hitter, versus the 5-1 where there's one standard setter. There's pros and cons to both.
Mm-hmm.
What we look at, and it will start over for next season, is the strength of our kids and the talent that we have and what fits best for them.
So, in essence, your system is obviously you just said it's a 2-setter system. What are some of the advantages for that system?
Sure. Well, we have 2 really strong left-handed hitters in Ashley McCartney and Denny Johnson, and so they provide such strength on the right side that the 6-2 system allows them both to play.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, it's one of those. I'm not a volleyball expert, so I appreciate you kind of laying it out for me. Have you seen a difference since we've gotten into conference play with your young women as far as their play on the court, as far as picking up your system? And it really seems like you're seeing the fruits of everything you've done heading into this last part of the year.
Yeah, I think a lot of the last few weeks has been about building confidence, and the confidence is starting to show, especially in their play at tight situations.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunday match was a really tight situation, and so their confidence allowed them to showcase their talent and their ability and execute the plans.
As you get set, I guess you have a couple days, a couple weeks maybe to get ready for this tournament. I guess now is just kind of a rest recovery and keep up kind of the same routine.
It is. It was from day one we knew that routine was going to be important as part of our culture, and so the routine is no different. We also prepared ourselves in the preseason by playing really tough opponents and game planning for them without a lot of notice. And we won't really know who we play until the northern side of the conference finishes their schedule next weekend. But we'll be ready for them, and we'll be within our routines.
Well, and that's great. Congratulations on that. I guess, what have you learned about yourself here as you wrap up the regular season, year number 1 here at North Carolina Central?
I think I've learned a lot of great things. One, just the wonderful ability to have such a great support staff around me, and not only my staff, which is I think some of the best in not only our conference but in Division I, but just the support staff of the university, and relying on them when, as a first-year head coach, you just don't know. It's these unknowns of, oh, am I going to have to go do this, or am I going to have to fight for this? And to know that there's so much support there, it just allows me to coach. It's just been great.
I guess, what's the schedule? Just get ready for the tournament, and then after that, just kind of go into the recruiting and off-season mode?
Mm-hmm. We'll give the girls a few days rest. But, volleyball's a two-season sport. We'll start right back up when school starts in January, and that's where really the power gains and the strength gains happen. And then individual training time occurs. And we actually go into a 20-hour segment, full training weeks, starting right around the end of February all the way to the end of school. And so the girls really work really hard almost 12 months of the year.
Well, Coach, congratulations on making it to the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Tournament. We know that's sooner or later that's going to be a norm for this program, but congrats on that. And, wish you the best of luck as you get set for the MEAC Tournament in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Chris.
That is Nicki Holmes, the head volleyball coach here at North Carolina Central. We'll bring on Cameron Hughes of the NCCU football team right after this.
Wake up and get to Briggs Restaurants for Briggs $5.99 weekday breakfast specials. Now available from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. Just $5.99 for Briggs weekday breakfast specials. Available only at Briggs.
Wild Cherry, exclusively cherry.
Welcome back to Eagle Talk. Cameron Hughes joins us here on the program. Cameron, first of all, thanks for joining us. Second of all, take us through the interception against Hampton.
Okay, we were in man, and the man I had was in the backfield. So I seen him kind of act like he was going to block and slip out. But the interception really goes to Josh Wade because he collisioned him. So therefore, the quarterback didn't see me, and he just threw the ball right to me. Like the back was nowhere near me. And then right when I caught it, I just seen grass, and I just took off running. So as I running, one of my buddies, number 5, TJ Mixon from Hampton, I feel him catching up with me about the 5-yard line, and he jumps off my back, and luckily I was able to break the tackle and get in the end zone.
You were not going to be denied in that one.
I wasn't.
For you, what was that like? I mean, you've been here for quite a while, homecoming, and here at North Carolina Central, 12,000 maybe people here. What was that like?
It was great. My first college interception along with touchdown. So, and to do it on homecoming at that big of a game and that time, it was really good for me. And it meant a lot because prior to that, I missed 2 tackles. And this whole season, I haven't been a starter. I started one game. I kind of been just playing my role. And for me to make a play like that after missing 2 tackles, it really got me going, really got my confidence back, and it's helped me out.
Well, again, you and that defensive back core have been like a mainstay here at North Carolina Central in the last few years, and you've certainly earned your spot, in the lineup and done a good job. When you look at just you as a group, I mean, you guys have really been the strength of the defense for the time being. But just talk about as a whole how well this defense is playing right now.
Oh, we're playing real good. Felix Smalls. Daquan, all them big guys up front, it really starts with them. They make the back 7 job easier as far as getting after the quarterback, setting the edge in the run game. So we're always in a position, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, that makes it easy for us, to play defense. So it really goes up to them.
And you've been playing this year injured a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Now take the fans through, like if you can even put your hand up for people to kind of see. You can see you broke your hand.
Yeah, I fractured my metacarpal and my index finger. So it happened the 3rd game of the season. So I missed 1 game and playing every other game with it. The first 2 games I played in the hard cash sucked because I couldn't take it off and I wasn't used to it. Couldn't rotate my hand. So I was just basically out there clubbing people, And then after that, I had surgery the Howard game. That's the game I missed. And that's when I had 3 pins stuck in my hand, two right here and then 1 right here. And then after that, that was pretty better because I was able to take the cast off, and I had a removable splint, if you want to say, and I can take it on and off. So that was better. But then after that, they took the pins out recently, last Monday. So that's when hey, I'm free. You know, I could do all this moving.
Yeah.
And then for me, they kept an interception.
Yeah.
I still had to play with stuff, a splint on it, but it's better than what I've been through.
So you can't, man. You can squeeze.
Not quite.
Oh.
My fist is almost a fist.
Yeah.
This is my fist right now. It's not good like this one yet, but it's getting there.
Do you remember the play that you injured it?
I do not. My adrenaline put me so much. All I remember was after the game, I took my glove off, and my hand was like a balloon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you back out on the field. Again, you showed us video just a second ago of you pulling the pin out. We will not put that on this show, but that had to be fascinating and painful at the same time.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The whole time, as the surgeon is doing it, I'm looking, I kind of hiding. He was like, "Are you recording me?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was all right, just don't put it on YouTube. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
No, it's that type of stuff is fascinating to me as well. What's your major here, and what do you want to do with your career when you're done here at North Carolina Central?
Psychology is my major, and I want to go into business, get my MBA. So I've been looking at some graduate programs. After I graduate in May, so after this season is over, focus probably go more on to that.
Yeah.
And then decide where I go from there.
Well, that's awesome. And North Carolina Central is obviously a great place you can do that at. Hopefully that you get a chance to do that here. Let's look again. You've been here as you're finishing up your career here. You've been here for the last staff and this staff. You know, what are the changes?
Staffs.
3 staff. That's right. You're here for Verizon as well.
Yeah, 3 staff.
You know, when you look at just how this program has grown as far as getting better and better each year, you know, what do you see?
I kind of compare this year to the year when Frazier was here, and we were on that real streak, and when we lost the Bethune. This year kind of reminded me that I feel like the program is really, really going in the right direction. Coach got guys in the right places, making right plays. You know, our offense, they really didn't do nothing for us last year. You know, this year we got the same personnel, but statistically we're at the top of the conference. So, I mean, that says a lot within our coaches, you know. I mean, we still have our issues and our slumps, but I think as a team, the program is really, really changing. And I'm happy to see those. I'm looking forward to see those young guys next year because I know they're going to make some noise in the MEAC next year.
Well, and I certainly agree with you there. All right, you take on Norfolk State this weekend. Could we expect another pick 6 from you?
Hopefully.
Again, looking at the offense, what have you seen from Norfolk State that, you know, that makes you think that we can have a good weekend if we do the right things?
I mean, the offense is pretty decent. They have 2 quarterbacks, but their real strength is their defense. So if their defense is that good, then we have to be even better. You know, defense wins championships, defense wins games. So, you know, if they don't score, we don't win. And if we minimize our mistakes and have fewer mistakes defensively than them, then we won't have no problem. It's really not up to the offense. As a defense player, you really have to just focus on your 111 and really just do that because it's not up to them.
Go ahead.
Try to make it easier for them, you know, and minimize every mistake we can.
Well, I tell you, defense under Granville Eastman has certainly gotten better and better and better every week. Hopefully that continues this week against Norfolk State. We wish you best of luck, Cameron, and hopefully that hand, some ice might help it out a little bit.
Hopefully.
All right, Cam, thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you.
That is Cameron Hughes of the NCCU football team. Fascinating guy to talk to. We'll be right back to wrap up this edition of Eagle Talk here on the NCCU Sports Network.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
North Carolina Central University is one of our nation's most prized assets.
Our law school ranks 4th in the nation for clinical opportunities.
We
offer cutting-edge technology in the biosciences.
We help students master their craft.
At North Carolina Central University, we are a first-choice premier institution.
As North Carolina Central is going to be picked up and knocked for by Tim Daniel. Picked up now by C.J. Moore. C.J. Moore, no one even.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.